Joy was driving down the highway when another car tried to pass her and struck her vehicle. Joy swerved, fighting to gain control of her car, but she ended up crashing into a truck driven by John and Christie. Joy was left confused, her ears ringing with a sharp, metallic screech and uncertain of what was happening. She could smell the sharp scent of burning oil and hot rubber clinging to the air. John and Christy quickly got out of their truck, which was not significantly hurt. They rushed over to Joy's damaged car. Christy, honey, are you okay? Christy's face, though worried, was the first clear, steady thing Joy had seen in what felt like an hour. Joy was groggy, confused, and dazed from the impact. She slowly shook her head and whispered, I think I'm okay. Christy continued soothing her, telling her she was going to be okay. Hi, I'm Christy. What's your name? Slowly, Joy was able to respond. Um, I'm Joy. Christy. Honey, is there anyone I can call for you? Joy's response revealed her vulnerability. I just moved here. I don't have anyone. Christy gently rubbed Joy's arm and kept talking, her voice low and calm. That's all right, dear. We'll stick with you until help comes. My husband, John, he's checking on the other car now. We're just down the road here, live in a big house. You can't miss it. You just moved? Well, Joy, don't you worry about that. You'll meet plenty of kind folks. You'll be just fine, sweetie. The ambulance arrived and the medics began attending to Joy. The ambulance loaded Joy onto a stretcher. Just as the ambulance was ready to leave, Joy looked over at Christy. Thank you. You were so kind to me, Christy. Then she was gone as the ambulance pulled away. Christy watched the ambulance go, then looked over at Joy's totaled car and realized all of her things, her purse and her cell phone, were still inside. Christy ran over and retrieved them, and then she and John headed to the hospital, realizing Joy was alone. She was diagnosed with a concussion, but otherwise wasn't severely injured. While Joy was waiting in a wheelchair to be discharged, waiting for an Uber since her car was totaled, Christy and John arrived. Christy, handing Joy her purse and phone, said, Honey, I brought you your stuff from the car. I grabbed it, but the ambulance had already taken you. I wanted to make sure you were okay anyhow and bring you your things. Overwhelmed by this incredible, thoughtful kindness, Joy broke down in tears. It was a weeping not just of relief, but of the shock of being cared for, a deep, unfamiliar ache. Christy, an older woman radiating motherly love and compassion, was immediately comforting. John, her husband, with a reserved but gentle demeanor, was also supportive. After Joy was discharged, they helped her back to her modest apartment. A few unopened moving boxes still sat by the wall, a silent testament to her solitary arrival. They helped her inside and she invited them in. Christy gently guided Joy over to her couch. Do you have food? Is there anything we can do to help you? Do you need us to go get you something so you don't have to venture out? What about work because you have a concussion? Who's going to take care of you, honey? Joy, who had been abandoned by her mother as a child and never had a strong motherly figure, found Christy's overwhelming kindness difficult to process. She began to nod a tight no, preparing to politely shut them down, her muscles stiffening slightly against the couch cushions, until John intervened gently. Joy, I know we seem to come across a little strong. My wife comes from a good place, dear. She only wants to help you. We're not trying to invade your space or be pushy, but we're just genuinely concerned about you. My wife says that you have no one here, so it's the Christian thing to do, honey. We look out for people. Joy, with the small, almost little girl voice of a 22-year-old woman, responded with surprise and honesty. I've never met Christians like you before. The only ones I ever met were just really quick to judge. Christy was quick to explain. Honey, there are good and bad people in all groups. Not everybody who claims to be a Christian truly is. Those that are all about judging don't understand what grace, kindness, and forgiveness truly are. We're all forgiven by God, and because of that great love, we must strive to show that same grace and kindness to others. Joy slowly shook her head, like she was listening and absorbing, but having nothing more to add. Christy then prepared to leave, offering one final gesture. Honey, I know you've had a heck of a day, and you probably just want to be left alone and get some rest. But would it be okay if I came and checked on you tomorrow afternoon? For the first time since the accident, Joy genuinely smiled, the expression reaching her eyes. I'd really like that. Joy woke up the next morning feeling terrible. Her head was pounding, she was nauseated, and she felt every ache from the accident. About an hour after she woke, there was a knock on the door, and it was Christy. Christy came bearing gifts, a bag full of groceries, a new set of pajamas, a new throw blanket for the couch, and a brand new heating pad for her aches and pains. The practical daily kindness of it all was overwhelming. The accumulated kindness of the last 2 days was too much for Joy. She broke down in tears again. Christy went over to her, sat down, and said, Honey, can I give you a hug? Joy cried into Christy's arms. Their friendship grew quickly from there: coffee dates, park trips, and regular dinners at John and Christie's house. One night, while having dinner at their home, John and Christie extended an invitation. Joy, we don't want to put any pressure on you or anything, and you're not obliged to come, but we'd really like to invite you to come to church with us Sunday morning, or Sunday evening if you're not wanting to do it in the morning. Joy, still apprehensive about faith, responded honestly, I don't know God. John simply smiled and chuckled softly. But he knows you. Joy looked surprised. I never really thought of it like that. They spent the next hour talking about Christianity, God, Jesus, and everything from John and Christie's point of view that makes a Christian, what faith is, and God's love. Christie stood, then placed a small leather-bound book gently on the coffee table. This is for you, honey. It's a Bible. You don't have to read it, but it's where we find the stories of the grace we've tried to show you. Joy reached out and touched the cover, a new kind of wonder in her eyes. As the conversation wrapped up and Joy prepared to go home, she turned to them. You know, I'd love to go to church with you next Sunday. Morning or night, doesn't matter. That's great, honey. We'll come and pick you up Sunday morning. Be ready at 7. The following Sunday, Joy began attending church with Christy and John. She continued to go with them several Sundays in a row. On the fourth Sunday, a profound shift occurred. Joy walked up with all the others that wanted to be saved. She knelt down, and in that moment, she didn't just feel the aches from her accident, but the ache of her lifelong loneliness. She looked down the aisle and saw John and Christy. Their faces were not judgmental, but wide and open with love. It was the love she had been seeking her whole life, and she knew then that it was safe to accept the source of their endless well of grace. She accepted Christ as her Lord and Savior. John and Christy watched from the pews, tears of joy streaming down their faces, completely happy for their girl Joy.